Good evening to everybody. It is difficult to speak about the game because it was obvious for all of us there was no basic conditions that we could play a normal football game. So both coaches, teams, captains, players, we all agreed there was no conditions to play, and we were almost sure that the game will be cancelled. But the referee was thinking that we could continue. This is what we get from this game. I think that especially what I saw the first time, this break of in the half of the first time, that completely was, I don't know, even not just unnecessary, was not normal for the conditions that you can only put the players in the danger of injuries because they are out, they are playing, then they stop, then they sit in the locker room waiting for decision, then decision is to come back, and then it's obviously we didn't adapt in those kind of situations well enough. In that part of the game we received 2 goals, and later on the second half we was trying to give an answer, because this was not about the football. We don't practice this, we don't do this. It was only about the long balls, duels, and this is the thing that I cannot give too many comments about the football game. I want to say only thank you to the people who tried to make this pitch available for all of us. They was pushing hard many hours before the game, during the game, and they were doing their best. But obviously the weather conditions didn't allow us to have a good football game that I think that these both teams can provide.
How did you spend those 20 minutes as a team?
The same. We've been inside. We have this room where we can continue with the stretching. We was trying to take this. We didn't know if it was the break or we continue or don't continue. So we tried to keep the players in the possibility to do active stretching instead of just, we couldn't run inside, we couldn't do anything. So you can only do like activation all the time, but it's very difficult and it's different to keep them when you make the warm-up, then you go to play the game, and then you come inside. So inside you can do something what everybody could do. I don't know, we probably didn't do or we didn't find the solution to keep the guys on the good level, not just physically but also mentally. When you stop, go, you play, you don't play, because we received many different news and it was so confusing the first half for all of us, and I think was even more mentally problem than just a physical problem in that period of the game.
Zo Srbska, vie si predstaviť, tam sú trochu iné klimatické podmienky, ale vie si predstaviť, že za takéhoto stavu by sa tam hral futbal a prípadne ako by to tam podľa neho riešil?
I think it's very similar situation. For me it's difficult to give the comments about there because I'm not there, but the thing is again the same. For me, supposed to be anywhere in the world, the most important thing, the health of the football players. If you put them in danger to get injury, or if the second thing is that we all want to come to watch the football, then you have 200 people in the tribune because it's not the weather for football, then those people expect that you do something and you're sliding, going left, right. You don't know how to adapt for this, and there is no use for anybody except maybe for the calendar that make this day that it's supposed to play football. So it's natural when it's something like the weather that we cannot control. For me it's completely normal thing to stop, to postpone 24 hours, 48 hours, and I think that's players, supporters, they deserve better conditions. So like everywhere in the world, nobody thinks about players, and it's always the same thing. We can, as a coaches, try to protect them, but I don't honestly see the point. I also saw, like you said, it in Serbia or anywhere else, everywhere is the same in those things. When there is no conditions for a football, I don't see the point to playing football game. Now we just make one, and it is the same. If we won the game, I will say the same. It's not a question about the result. It's the question that there is no point. If I was a supporter, I will never come to watch something like this. I don't see the point. I don't see who get the benefit. TV rights, was many people next to TV watching this, or no, nobody gets the, but also probably nobody cares.
Coach, when we spoke about health of the players, how did you evaluate Emeka and his readiness? Is it already your plan to brought him in, or the scoreline made you do it? How was his situation?
Well, obviously, Eme is going through the tough period. I don't like to speak personally about the players, but in his case, I will do it in the way that that's the kid who is pushing so hard from the first day, because unfortunately he suffered I can say also unfortunate injury in the training, in the practice, in the standard situations, and we were not sure how long it will take. After all this, we recognize he's now with us in the process. He's of course not fully fit to play 90 minutes or even one half, but we was thinking in this weather, when we need to maybe play more long balls, that he can provide us something that he can win the duels with the head. He was, I think he was okay, especially for the first game for him, and it's big moral support. I think for him it's very important that he was here with us with the squad, because he's coming from many months out of the squad. He's only a few weeks with us practicing, and of course physically he is not on the top level, but I think he will be better and better from every week.
Last week in Ružomberok you told about the pitch and you were really angry, and what you can say today, because this problem is in Trenčín.
I can only say that, I mean, I said there were not basic conditions to play football, and that's obvious. I think that when nature doesn't allow you to play, you have to stop. There is no point for me personally, as I can only repeat the same thing. I think both these two games, if you ask me what I will show to the players, which action we organize, how we react, then there is so many mistakes, individually mistakes that are not provocated because the players don't want to do something or they are not capable. It's just mistakes that the pitch doesn't allow them to stand properly on 2 feet. So when you have these kind of conditions, it's so, I don't think it's even normal to say anything more. And you're completely right, it's the same thing. We have it in Ružomberok, now we have it the same. Unfortunately, we are not the team. Me personally, I will always ask from the players to play football, technical football, football that supporters like, that we want to dominate, to have the ball, to organize well-thinking actions. I will never ask from the players just to kick the long balls, to fight. They need to fight when they lose the ball, but not losing the ball because of just want to kick ball somewhere. So for me, these kind of conditions are not for the football. I also know that in many countries there are difficult conditions, but obviously they do something, they prepare somehow something that we don't have it here. So
Second question, I respect that it's really tough talk about football game in Ružomberok and today, but in fact you are without win seven games. So what do you think about it?
it's obviously that on the result point, it's not good. It's not good that we don't get points. But like I said, I can only say and I can only react on the things that I see on the training, and the guys are really practicing so good. And I can only say that I see the progress in the game. I don't see the progress in the result, and there is obviously that we want to have more. We have to be much more clinical in clear chances. We have to avoid some individual mistakes, but I also know that the day when I came here, I was talking about the same process when we was winning few games in a row. It's the same thing here. It's every day we have to try to be better. Results sometimes will come, sometimes no, but in the long period of time, if you keep growth mindset, what I try to implement always in the team, this kind of culture and behavior every day will bring you the result. I'm always about process for all of them, and especially like you said it now, it's these two games. I can only tell them that they can be more determined, that they can be more physical in some things. Everything else, I really try to avoid, because I don't ask this from them. If I don't ask, I cannot ask on one game. I cannot change my philosophy or way of we practice for one game, because I don't believe in this kind of approach to the football. So yeah, it is not easy. It is not nice for them, because I think we deserve more. I also saw, for example, today there is this European association CIES that takes analysis from the statistical points and from all the teams in the league in the world. Trenčín is today on the 6th place by the possession of the ball in the whole world. So there is only 0-1 point in front of us. For example, Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, Celtic from Glasgow, and we are the 6th team in the whole world. So for us, that shows us that we are doing something good. Of course, we want more points. Of course, we want to be more concrete in many things. But if you impose this, that you are stepping in every game with this kind of attitude, and we have statistically every game more shots on the goal, XG factor, this expected goal factors, we have this bigger every game that we play. Even when we lose against Žilina with 5 goals, we have better XG factor. We have better possession of the ball of every team that we play. So I cannot ask more from them. Only I can ask and say, guys, there is also some moments that they give all what they can, but result doesn't come. I am sure if they continue like this, sooner or later it will come on its place.